Wade is one of the greatest players of all time, especially in the shooting guard department. I believe he is the third greatest shooting guard of all time, and one series kind of seals it for me. In this video, we're going to break down one of the best series I have watched, the 2006 NBA Finals, where Wade came back from a 2-0 series deficit. Hi, my name is Golden Takes, and this is my Golden Take. Happy 15 days, 15 takes.
But it's like yours on slow-mo. Good news, I can't tell where you at. Looking to the heavens, trying to yell where you at. Why pain gotta chain us?
So here's a little background before we begin 2006. Dwyane Wade was drafted in the 2003 draft class, a class that is considered one of the greatest of all time, but that's a different topic. Wade was drafted to a Heat team that hasn't really seen success in the days of Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning. Wade was a quick and flashy guard who immediately made an impact. Wade brought this team to the playoffs, where in the first round, they beat a Hornets team in 7 games. In the second round, they lost the Pacers team, but it showed the Miami Heat indeed found their superstar player and they immediately started building around him. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the most dominant bigs of all time. At this point of his career, he has won 3 back-to-back NBA championships and an MVP in 2000. Shaq was paired with a shooting guard named Kobe B. Bryant, and trouble was brewing between the two. Kobe, who has a workaholic mentality, was criticizing the way Shaquille O'Neal handled himself. This caused problems and disagreements that led to Kobe taking shots away from Shaq in the 2004 finals, which caused him to lose to the Detroit Pistons. The Lakers were at a standstill and made a decision to send Shaq to the Miami Heat. Shaq immediately realized his role and let Wade take control of the team and even gave him his nickname, Flash. The Heat finished a record of 59-23 and was seen as a legit threat coming out of the Eastern Conference. Unfortunately, in the Eastern Conference Finals against the defending champions Detroit Pistons, Wade was injured in Game 5. In a devastating 7-game series, they lost, and it was so close to the NBA Finals. Now it's time for 2006. Wade in the 2005-2006 NBA season, in only his 3rd year by the way, was again improving and slowly becoming one of the best players in the league. Shaq had one of his most efficient years of his career that made him a serious MVP candidate. He ended up finishing 2nd that year. Wade was an all-star on the All-NBA second team. Wade this year averaged 27.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 2 steals on 78 splits. Shaq this year averaged 22.9 points, 10.4 rebounds, 2.3 blocks on 60% from the field. Wade and Shaq, with a supporting cast, brought this team to a 52-30 record and ready to redeem themselves from the previous year. The first one for the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls were being led by Ben Gordon. In Game 1, Wade came to play and he dropped 30 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He was inefficient on the field, but hey, he got the job done. Gordon dropped 35 points and kept the Bulls in his game, but it didn't matter, and the Heat were 1-0 in this series. In Game 2, Nocioni and Kirk Howard were trying to tie this series. They both dropped 25-plus points and kept this game close. Wade in this game slowed down as he only had 21 points, but had 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. He was over the floor. White, Chocolate, and Shaq both dropped 22 points each, and it helped the Heat take a 2-0 series lead. In Game 3, Ray dropped 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and was pushed to take a 3-0 lead in this series. But the Heat underperformed, and the Bulls capitalized on that to have this series 2-1. In Game 4, the Bulls were going to tie this series and had a strong start. Nocioni dropped 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. Ben Gordon dropped 23 points, and Howard dropped 21 points. Wade on the other side of the floor dropped 20 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 blocks, but it wasn't enough, and the Bulls were able to tie this series after being down 0-2. Going into Game 5, the Miami Heat was ready to really take control of this series, and they did. They didn't win the next 2 games to win this series in 6 games. Wade dropped 20 in Game 5 and 23 in Game 6. Shaq finally came out and dropped 30 points in Game 6 to seal the series win. After a troublesome Game 3 and 4, the Heat finally showcased who they really are and moved on to the next round. In the second round, they went to the New Jersey Nets. The Nets, being led by playmaker star Jason Kidd, were looking to try and make a push. In Game 1, Wade dropped 25 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. He was playing well. But the Nets were trying to take control. Vince Carter dropped 27 points, Jefferson dropped 20 points, and Kidd 22 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. The Nets took a 1-0 series lead. In game 2, Wade took control. Wade dropped 31 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Again, he was everywhere on the floor. The Nets tried to push back as Carter dropped 22 points, but no, it wasn't enough. The Heat tied this series 1-1. In game 3, Wade again took control. Wade dropped 30 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Again, he was everywhere. Wade pushed his Heat team to take a 2-1 series lead. In game 4, Wade dominated again. Wade dropped 31 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Carter dropped 26 points, and Kidd dropped a triple-double, but it wasn't enough. The Heat took a 3-1 series lead, and in game 5, they sealed the series and moved on to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row, but this time wanted to come out on top. In the Eastern Conference Finals, it was a rematch from last year. The Detroit Pistons versus the Miami Heat. Don't know the order the deals were released, but a video on this 04 Pistons team is happening. If you haven't seen it yet, it's coming, and if you have, well, you know the backstory. But anyways, this was a highly anticipated series. In game 1, a very close game, Wade dropped 25 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Shaq dropped a cool little chill 14 points, 8 rebounds as the Heat were trying to take a lead in this series. On the Pistons side of the floor, Rip Hamilton dropped 22 points, Tayshaun with 16 and 6 rebounds, and Ben Wallace doing Ben Wallace things. But in a close game again, the Heat were able to edge his victory out and took a pivotal game 1 this series. In game 2, Wade dropped 32 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He wasn't getting anywhere. Rip Hamilton dropped 22 points and 4 steals, Prince had 24 points and rebounds, and Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace was doing their thing. In again a close game that was at about 4 points, the Pistons edged this victory out to tie this series 1-1. In game 3, a very pivotal game, Mr. Big Shot showed up. Chauncey Billups dropped 31 points, but on the other side of the floor, the Flash came to the rescue. Wade dropped 35 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. There goes Big Diesel. Shaq dropped 27 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and sealed this victory for the Miami Heat. The Heat are now up 2-1 this series. In game 4, the Pistons underperformed in general. Their defense was still able to keep this game close, but their offense just wasn't doing it. Wade in this game dropped 31 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The big Aristotle dropped 21 points, 9 rebounds, and they took a commanding 3-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. In game 5, the Pistons bounced back from that last game 4. They won this game by almost 20 points, and their defense was on points. Wade dropped 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, but as I already said, it wasn't enough. In game 6, Richard Hamilton went to tie this series as he dropped 33 points and was trying to keep the Pistons in this game. Wade actually underperformed in this game as he dropped 14 points, 10 assists, but his teammates stepped up and they moved on to the NBA Finals. Dwyane Wade, after getting injured last season and not be able to push it to the NBA Finals, in only his 3rd year, he was ready to win it all. In the NBA Finals, it was the Miami Heat versus the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks were considered the best team in the league at this time. Dirk Nowitzki was the leading power forward, but the scoring option he had was just not comparable to the Miami Heat. Adrian Griffin, Jason Terry, Josh Howard, and Jerry Stackhouse off the bench. The Heat team were underdogs, and it was proven in the first 2 games. In game 1 and 2, the Mavericks basically dominated. In game 1, Jason Terry dropped 32 points and was torching the Heat defense. Then in game 2, Terry slowed down. He only had 16 points, but he had 9 assists and 2 steals. Like I mentioned earlier, this team is very well-rounded. Josh Howard dropped 15 points, Stackhouse 19, Davin Harris 11, and Dirk led the way with 25. And the Mavericks took a commanding 2-0 series lead, but it was about to change. In game 3, the Mavericks again came out guns blazing. Terry dropped 16 points, Howard 21, and Dirk with 30 again. And the Mavericks again would solidify themselves as the better team. But on the other side of the floor, there was a man on a mission. Dwyane Wade in this game dropped 42 points, 32 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was constantly attacking the basket and giving the Mavericks defense hell at the rim. He shot 18 free throws in a game that had about 2 points, helped the Heat edge his victory out to take a game in this series. Going into game 4, It was expected the Heat to take at least one game, but the Mavericks stood in favor in this series. In Game 4, the Mavericks actually underperformed, and the Heat capitalized on it. Wade again went crazy in this game as he dropped 36 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. James Posey off the bench went crazy, 15 points and 10 rebounds, and the Heat tied this series 2-2. In Game 5, a very pivotal game, the Mavericks looking to take back the series while the Heat want to keep momentum going. Jason Terry again went off. Terry in this game dropped 35 points, and he was doing the same thing he was doing in Game 1. Howard had 25 points and Dirk with 20, as the Mavs team again was doing well on the scoring. But again, Dwyane Wade was a different breed. Wade relentlessly drove to the basket and attacked the lane, which we will complain about this game, as he had 25 free throws. That's what happens. Wade finished with 43 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. In a game decided by 1 point, Wade sealed the victory at the line and took a 3-2 series lead. In Game 6, a game that would change history. If Miami wins, this will be the first championship in franchise history, and Wade is solidified as their building piece for the foreseeable future. If the Mavs win, they can tie this series and not allow themselves to blow a 2-0 series lead. Dirk in this game dropped 29 points, 50 rebounds, and 2 blocks as he was trying to push this series to 7 games. Terry and Howard both contributed. This game was close as it was decided by 3 points. Wade in this game came to play. Wade dropped 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks as he completely dominated this game. Wade is only in his 3rd year, was able to climb the NBA mountain and win the 2006 NBA championship. Wade was World Finals MVP as he took this Mavericks team to the end and kept on attacking. Wade in this series averaged 34.7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.7 steals, 1 block on 46, 27, 77 splits. He had 208 points total in this series, more than anyone in this series, and the person under him in points, which was Anton Walker, didn't even reach 100 points total in this series. Wade dominated and submitted himself as one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. This is the Golden Takes, and that was my Golden Take. Happy 15 days, 15 takes.